this is our third Kankanya in 1969 at Springlands Estate at Slacks Creek. So this film was made in 1969, but the commentary today is being made in 2019. So please forgive me if I get a bit foggy on some points of interest. So I'll try and remember. I think that was Cyril Cadwallader's steam wagon there. Now this is down at Slacks Creek off Springlands. Springlands Drive is up on the right there on the hill. I was down there the other day. It's completely different now. There's houses up there, not on this area. This is all people's backyards now. Anyway, that's a Morris, a flat-nosed Morris. This is the third year we'd had it at this spot, and there were more cars. We enlarged the ground every year. We cleared the ground ourselves. The members worked on. That's the Beanley Brass Band there. The following year we had a police band there. I think the Beanley Band were away somewhere. There was a lot of trouble went into these Kankanyas, well all of them right through, but the early ones, we often had local politicians come to officially open it, and so we had the two bands at times, and the merry-go-round set up one year, and a lot of these, there's somebody who'll be in his 50s now, so this was 53 years ago, and that young person will be also. A lot of these I don't know who they are, but it was a wonderful time, and there's somebody's legs unidentified and a motorbike getting a push. The ground, there was a 2-day event, these most Kankanyas, 2 days. Saturday, it started about midday. Originally it started, there's our Kankanya hostesses. I think that's my Packard disappearing there, the grey one. Leah Pepper and one of the other girls who were our hostesses. I think that's Barry Neville in the foreground on the right and Hank Eustace on his left. And here's the merry-go-round. This year we had the merry-go-round, that's right. The earlier Kanyas were they were open to the public to come and view the cars. Some were, some weren't. I'm not sure what the situation was here. I think this is a 1904 Rambler, if I've got it right. There was up to 70 to 80 veteran vintage cars at this time, all mostly pre-1930, genuine vintage and veteran, the earlier ones, such as that one. And the clubs came from, the first year there was, that's David Detmer. The first year at the Lismore Club was the main attendees. This event originated as a thank you to the Lismore Club for the hospitality they'd shown to our club in 1964, the first time the Queensland Vintage Vehicle Association went down. Some of us had been there before with the VCCQ. Now I think that I don't know whose dog that is. The man in the grey hat I think was Mr. Porter, who owned all this ground, and it was a great spot. This is the third year. That's a Stanley steamer there. Yes, there. That verifies I've got it right. And 2-day events. My brother Aubrey and I, this is a joint film. He took a lot of it too. We stayed at the White Horse Motel just by here. The first year we came home and went back the next day. That's Bernie Keating with his SPA there. There's David Detmer. And we stayed at the motel for 4 years. Not for 4 years, for 4 of these events overnight. And then we went down here. Now this might be a Jim Carter event, I think, I'm not sure. That's the Studebaker. I think that's David and Danny Detmer's Studebaker there. There's Hank Eustace coming across there. I'm not sure who the other gentleman is. This was Jeff Shapcott's fire engine. It was very popular, as you can see, with the children. A T-model Ford fire engine. The weather was the second year. I think one year we had a bit of rainy weather, and the second day. Here's my Packard getting a bit of attention. We had to stay up at the higher level because of the mud down here. It was difficulty, but this year particularly was very good. Weather was perfect, and it was a much bigger area we cleared. All this area is cleared now, but it's actually subdivided into people's backyards. They run from the hill, Springlands Drive above, right back to the next street through the creek and the swampy area. The man was telling me yesterday. Now here we are coming up to this was that's the 1922 SPA, Bernie Keating's a car of world fame and desirability. It's a Buick, I think. As you can see, this is officially School Road. It's still there. It's a narrow, as you see, quite steep. That's a Vauxhall 2360 or 3098. I'm not sure which. Here's something a little bit newer. And it was the only way to get out, so it wasn't compulsory, but it was a necessary hill climb. Everybody took part to, and here was the toilets improvised for the weekend. This is a bit better than the previous year. They were a bit more primitive, but they were provided, I think, by Barry Neville most years. He took charge of all this. Now, this is, okay, we're black and white film. We're up in the Springlands barn now. This might be a bit dark, but this is night time with 400 ASA film, black and white Ferrania film for photographers. And I think that might be Alf Pepper and Molly, is it Molly Neville, or I'm not too sure. Anyway, this was the, here's Alf making a few announcements. This was the Saturday night. There was no, that's not, somebody's playing an instrument, isn't it? Springlands barn. So we had the presentation of trophies and dinner and dance up here. Now maybe not a dinner that night. One, I think the earlier one we did, but this was probably just the function, the dance, and handing out trophies. We didn't take much black and white film, but this was a faster speed, and it's come out reasonably well. I hope you can see some of it there. I think that is Danny McLean. No, is it? No, it was the Jeff Shapcott. I'm sorry. Who have we got there now? Oh, that's Jeff Shapcott, going to get an award for something he's done, probably the best fire engine on show. That's, I think, Murray Geddes. He had a very nice big 8-cylinder Graham, a very nice car. Just where that barn's all gone now. This area is completely taken up, modern houses, shoulder to shoulder, all the way around. Springlands Drive is a large oval-shaped area. It's continuous, round and round. And off to the one side is a what they call School Road. It's still apparently officially a public road, although there's no sign there now, and there's certainly no school. It's just a steep gully, but it's still there. I was talking to a gentleman who lives on the corner of it yesterday, and he was quite interested to know the history about the activities our car club carried on his in part of his backyard and the street in front of his house. Oh, here's David Detmar, looking very sprightly. This film was taken jointly. My brother Aubrey and I, we took a lot of movie films, and it's good to put some of them on to DVD or something that they could be preserved for our club. I don't know who the instrumentalists were. They weren't members. They must have been engaged for the night. Notice everyone's pretty well dressed too, ties, and they're all very smart. The ladies looking in their finery. I hope this is coming out okay. Right, here we go. What have we got now then? Pity we haven't got some music to go with this. But this is, 51 years ago. This one, 1968. 51 years ago. Righto, now, there's the motel where my brother and I stayed overnight. Now, this is the next morning. I don't know if that motel's still, there is a motel near here, but the other day I don't think this one is still there. Here's our Packard coming along. Whoops. Now this is, I'm trying to remember the gentleman's name. It'll come to me later. It's a nicely restored veteran motorbike. Oh, I shouldn't remember his name. It'll come to me later. Okay, now with some sort of a competition on here. That's an Austin 12 on the left, I think, and a Morris, flat-nose Morris on the right. It might have been a sprint and stop with your front wheels on the rope competition. There's various events. It looks like could be a Dion there, that one. And you can see how well cut it is. We took our motor mowers down. We had working bees before the event, and cut all this and cleared. There were some trees had to be chopped down and cleared. It was Mr. Porter's property. He gave submission to that. Here's my Packard now doing something or other. And a Vauxhall beside. There's two very fine cars. The best of the United States and Britain. That's an Erskine there. That Tom Norton, he was president one time. He had an artificial leg, and he drove that to a national rally down in Canberra, I think, at one time. It's pretty good. That's Ray Allen's Rio you just saw, and here's me reversing the Packard into something. I seem to have got in fairly well by the look of that. And I'm not quite sure. No, is that the Crit? Or no, there was another year. No, I'm getting mixed up now. I'm not quite sure what that car is. And there's the Kankanya hostesses with their sausage on, of course. That's a newer Packard. That's a late 20 or early 30s. I'm sure I'm getting a bit mixed up now. There's Barry Neville, our rally organiser for many years. And that's me doing something with the tape. Here's a Sunbeam, nice car. I think that's from a VCCQ. This is all on the second day, the Sunday morning following the dinner the night before. And here's a Fiat. These last two cars, they're from the Vintage Car Club of Queensland, VCCQ. The older club, that's a Riley 9. And that's a very nice Vauxhall, I think it's a 3098. And that's Alan Hale. He was one of the founders, I believe, of the VCCQ, which started 10 years before the QVVA. A good variety of cars, virtually all pre-1930, pre-31. Here's the two-model Ford fire engine again. Jeff's away. Jeff's not driving though. I think Jeff's the passenger there. Now, what have we got here? There might be an early veteran in there. What's coming out of here now? Something interesting? Oh, well, maybe we see where. Oh, we must have the siren going for the fire engine there. If you're going to unload something. Oh, here we are. Now what is this one? Is this the Rambler again, or is it? Or am I getting mixed up? Remember, this is 51 years ago. I'm trying to remember. Unfortunately, a lot of these people aren't with us now, and little people like that are much older. That's the Vauxhall 3098, Alan Hale. Very, very nice car. I think that is here. That's the Rambler, I think, isn't it? I think we saw yesterday. They must have brought it back on the Sunday morning. This is apparently a blindfold parking test. You needed a pillion passenger. Now, this might be a slow race. You used to have that sometimes. The idea was to go as slow as you could without stopping, because some cars are better for that than others. Yes, the ground was much bigger area by this third year, and it was more suitable for these sort of activities. The first year was good, but it was smaller. A lot of our cars, most of those are still around somewhere, I think, but looks like a couple of failed to proceed there. There's a VW Beetle over there. Wasn't taking part at this time though. There's the Packard. Got some passengers in the back, I'm not quite sure. That might be some of the Hill family, I think. And I think that's Morris Bond riding on the running board of his manoeuvre. Somebody waving to us from the back. And here's the Riley getting a bit of a push. And up the hill, this is the, as I said before, the hill climb that can't be avoided. And there's a house on either side of this now. I talked to the gentleman yesterday who lives in the house on the left-hand side there now, and this is still officially school road there. I don't think he'd like people doing it. Well, it would be a bit hard doing this now. You finish up on the gutter on the other side of the road now, and it still has the street sign there. Now we're up at the barn now, the barn which is long gone, up in the middle of the oval of Springlands Drive. This is for the final activities of the Sunday, and I think that's the end of the film, folks. So I hope you have enjoyed that. Thank you for watching.